that may or may not be all we need to do on that. Pocket Full of Gold, I'm going to work that up. And I'm going to work that up, I think, put it on YouTube. I was talking to Joy Andrews out of Mississippi, or Benny, one of them. And I said, I don't know if I know that good enough to play it on the opening of the broadcast. And then I got to thinking, well, it ain't stopped me before. So anyway, Pocket Full of Gold. Nice song. Nice old tearjerker there. It just fits the steel guitar well, doesn't it? Huh? But anyway, I'm William Liker. This is August the 20th. Session number 306. We've done 306 of these things, and I appreciate. And believe it or not, there's a few that's been with me, all 300. And if they make it through today, 306 episodes, episodic event here. So I appreciate it. I really do. And there's a lot more that's been with me a long time too. But anyway, I say that to say this. I appreciate each and every one, even if you're just joining me today for the first time. Thanks. And I do have some of those. And on this, I Never Go Around Mirrors. That's a good song. It brings out a lot of good picking, a lot good feel. You can get in there and you can feel it, and it's what a steel guitar is all about. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. Let me say this for the new guys, or the guys that haven't been with me but a week or two. This stuff, it's not beginner. It's not entry level. It's for folks that may have a few years under the belt. But let me say this: when we go through this stuff, do these technique exercises. These technique exercises are not that difficult. Not that difficult. Do these technique exercises. Work on them. If you can't get one of them or something, just move on. You should be able to pick something out that you can do on each and every lesson. After all, for the money, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So don't get discouraged. That's what I'm trying to talk against. Don't be discouraged about this thing. Don't be discouraged if you can't do everything that we do, or I do. You're not the only one. I do. I put this stuff on paper about half the time. I can't play it. So get what you can, learn it, and move on. Don't spend a lot of time with something you can't do, but and just move on to the next one. But believe it or not, if you're putting the time in, that's what matters. I'm convinced it's not necessarily what you're doing or what you're playing. As long as you're playing right, as long as you got the right hand technique and right posture and right you're learning. As long as you're not learning the wrong way. And I think we're going to go over that for the new guys. We're going to go over the technique, because it's not important. It's the only way that the technique is not important is if you're not going to play. If you're going to play a steel guitar, technique's everything. So, said all that to say this: we work the technique exercises, and we do that because it's just if you're going to play this thing, it's it's the only way. It's the only way. You see this diagram here? Mr. Kane loaned me a finger. I bet you can't guess which one it is, but this shows you the posture of your right hand, or how it's like you're gripping a ball. And you can even see how your picks are supposed to look. I'm going to tell you, picks are very, very, very important on a steel guitar. I always say you never let nobody mess with your picks. You always have an extra set if somebody wants to play around with your guitar. But you can see what it looks like. You can see what it looks like. You pick it, it even shows you on the left side what it's supposed to look like. And that hand like that. It's it's like you're squeezing a ball. And I was, sometimes get asked about the little finger. Sometimes I'll it was, I could either cut it off or stick it out or whatever. Next, if I had to do it, I'd probably just cut it off. About like the guy that cut his pedals in half on a guitar. Why ruin a perfectly good guitar? Cut your foot off next time. Cut your foot in half next time. That's what my suggestion for him to be, because he couldn't play it either way. So foot or no foot, pedal or no pedal, half pedal or half foot. It wouldn't really make any difference. So you can do that if you want to with your fingers, sit straight out or curl it in, or you see people like this. I don't understand that. I don't understand that kind of technique there. Some people can do some things with it, I guess. But when you see somebody playing like that, I'd go to something else. Also on the bar, if that's not how you hold a bar. I promise you. It's the same way. Put your thumb, one side finger on the other. And your finger on the top, you can play it like that, or whichever way you can do it. Whichever way you can do it for the best bar control. Any way you want to do it. Whatever you want to do with your bar. Play and on the techniques, still on the technique. I play right in front of the pickup. Right in front of the pickup. You hand right in front of the pickup is what gets you best tone. I saw somebody said 24th fret. That's 24th fret. That's ridiculous. The guy can't play. Whoever said that can't play. 24th fret, he can't play. I wouldn't want to hear him no way. So, right in front of the pickup. Is where your best tone is, right in front of the pickup. Yeah, I played that, The Blame, on, just had some fun with it. I throwed it on YouTube, that song, The Blame, Oh Highway 101 song. I just turned it on, played a few licks on it. This lick here, we'll learn that today. We'll learn that. So, but what my point is, right in front of the pickup. So that's just the tone thing of it. On that my YouTube song, The Blame, go in there and put a comment on that for me. Keep those things on top. I noticed that there's Tom Bradshaw is compiling a list. That scares me. That scares me. Anytime Tom does something like that, that scares me. But anyway, a couple of Mr. Steinberg, Mr. Miller has added me for internet teachers. So it would be nice if 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 more of you, 20, would go on there. And that's a good opportunity for some real good publicity, for some Mr. Miller went on there and he made a good comment about what we're doing. Mr. Steinberg, and that's all. I haven't seen any more, but Joey was telling me about that. Go on there and put a plug in for me. That really helps. Really does. That really helps if you go in there and do that for me. I would appreciate it. I certainly will. So let's I think that's all of the editorials and the all that kind of stuff. Let's look at the first technique exercises. When I started doing this backing up series, I started using some phrases and some licks or whatever that we're using on the field, on our fields. So when you get to these things or this type of lick, like the first one, the very first one, you can work with that. It's just a phrase from the E to the A, and we'll use some of it. Maybe not exactly, but we'll use some of that on our fill-ins. The votes are still coming in for the first intro or the second intro on our Never Go Around Mirrors, and it's, believe it or not, it's about tied. It's about tied up. The first one and the second one for the ones that voted, about even. We'll go over that when we get to it. I Never Go Around Mirrors. That's a good one. That's 2 intros. We'll go over it. Then we're going to do that break today also. So the break on it. So let's look at this first technique exercise. And that's nothing hard, is it? Play like that. And that's like I said, that's not nothing hard at all. Strings 3 and 4, and on the B and C pedal. Play that just like that. Phrase it any way you want to. That's the first one. Play it. That's not hard to play. Play that one. Second one. Not hard to play, is it? I tell folks, the folks that's been with me know I keep a practice board or a practice clipboard with practice licks on it, and when I'm going through these things and I see or hear something, I put it on my practice sheets, and you do the same. You do the same. Have you a piece of paper? You may hear something different there. And you want to write it down. Write it down. You'll have your sheet ready to go. You might want to add something to it. Just a lick in A. It's actually the end and lick on this break that we're going to learn today. That's the first. Second. Here comes the third. This is the one that I played on the blame. Like that. Now you can do it that way, or you can let it ring. Now watch this. You gotta block that 7th string if you do that. You gotta block your 7th string because you're playing 6 and 7. So you don't want that. You let off of that, and that's what you get. You don't want that. If you didn't block that 2nd string, that 7th string, or you can play it like it's wrote. Or you can do this at the end of it there. Throw something up there and block that 7th string, and you can just let it ring one time. Like that. We used to boot block. We had a guy that he would throw his boot up there and block that stuff. It don't matter what it. I always say this: it really don't make no difference as long as it gets blocked. How you block it. When people say, "When do you pick block or palm block or whatever?" They ask me that sometimes, and I say yes. Whatever it takes. And whatever it takes to block that note that I need to block, that's what I use. That's a nice little phrase. You can use some of it or all of it, just whatever you want. That's a nice phrase. That's an old Weldon, heard that from Weldon, old Weldon Meyer lick. And I used another one in the blame that he did, this one here. And he used that little phrase. And that was another one, this one right here. And the very last one. It's just another thing in E. It's just a phrase that you can play. No particular song, no particular this, no particular that, just a phrase. That's your technique exercises, guys. Work those techniques. To back these videos up, stay with your practice sheets here, your worksheets. Stay with your worksheets and work them. Learn. You can learn a lot of stuff if you don't learn anything else. Those technique exercises is what you need to be working on the most. That's the key of the whole thing. It ain't necessarily so much what it is. It's just you're just playing. You're just practicing. And that's all. That's all you can do. If you're spending time and I can't get this lick, I can't do that, I can. You'll be surprised. The next night you walk in there, you may not still be able to play that. You may not still be able to play that lick that's giving you so much trouble. But I'll bet you'll be able to play something else that you've been working on. You'll be able to play it, and that's the way it works. That's the way it works. So anyway, let's look at this intro. I had a request to do this intro. The problem with it, I can't remember what it's supposed to sound like, and I really can't. So, but let's look at things in F, and that's how it's wrote. The piano player does that part. Let me play it. Let me play the intro. This is Mr. Cagle wanted to do this. We'll do it. We'll do it. We got that part. The piano player does the end part on that, but it's just a nice intro. It's very kind of not all that easy to do either. And you can do that little roll. And then that little part. And that's sort of somewhat the way it is. And right after it, and then the next part is not to steal, but I put something in there to make it float. The piano does that. Real nice little exercise there. That's what I think they do that in Texas, don't they, Mark? Now where Mark Greenway lives, they play that kind of stuff down there, I believe. But I'm not going to swear to it. That's why I don't like to go. And any way you do want to do that part, Steve, is fine. That's the inlet. Let's see if I can do it with a track. That's it. that's it, man. That'll get you through that one. And this, any of these intros, that is a 1-4-1-1-5-1 intro. It's yeah, that's what it is. Got a bar of F, a bar of the 4, and then it goes back to 3 bars of the 1, and then the bar of the 5. That's what it is, whatever they call it, whatever they want to call it. And get a volume set on that thing. One more time, maestro. That's it. That's it. Not an easy intro, but there ain't nothing about what we do easy, is it? You can tag that any way you want to. I'll give you the track, and you can practice with the track. This is an F, and the count is I think it's 1. 1 2 1 2 is the count. You'll hear it count. 1 2 1 2. That's the count. This is you. Play along with it. That's the intro. That's the intro that we're using. Back these tracks up, guys. Use these tracks. It keeps you honest. It don't, even if you can't, even a lot of times if you can't play with the track, put it on and go over it anyway, because it shows you where you need to be. Alright, so that was a request, believe it or not. That was a request. For what? It was. Let's move on. Never go around mirrors. Let's look at this. We're going to do the turnaround on this thing now. And let's listen to it before we go over it. Listen to the turnaround. We've got another verse and another chorus to go on that. I'm not sure if we're going to spend another week on. We may spend. I usually spend 4 weeks on these songs because it seems to work out like that. But this song here may spend an extra week on it. So keep that in mind. Just not sure. But then we'll move on. So not real sure yet. We've still got a verse and a chorus to go. But right now we're working on this. We're working on this turnaround, and let's look at it. I'm going to play this. There's lots of ways you can play this. You can play this. I play it right there. Now, I have played it here. And done some different things. But to play it kind of like Mike played it, I started on the 7th string at the 5th fret. You can play it. And you know, anywhere using everything. But I play it like this at the 5th fret, 7th string, 6th string, first string, and raising it a whole tone if you don't have it. You can do that. So and go back to your technique exercise. Your second technique exercise shows that. I didn't put it on the paper, but I will next week when we're going to that next verse. I'll put it on going into that. That's the tag on the second technique exercise that we use. So only thing I need is Rhonda Vincent standing behind me. But anyway, yeah. I like that, don't you? Yeah. I do. So that's what that. I'm gonna try it one more time. Yes, sir. Yep. I told you. I told you I could. I told you I could do it. Let's let me roll back and let me do the second intro. This is the second intro. You guys that are just we've done 2 of these already. 2 weeks of these. If you want the first 2, just send me $10. I'll send it to you. This is the second intro that we learned last week. This one right here. That's the thing. Here's the first one. Still tell me, those that haven't weighed in, tell me what you like, that one or this one. It's hard not to like them both, ain't it? I like them both. Alright, here's both of them at the same time. I'm just kidding. That's both of them at the same time. Oh my. Sometimes you got to do that. That's both of them at the same time. You don't want to hear that. So anyway, guys, let's I want to play this. Let's play the thing. So what we got so far? It seems like you know what we did last week and even the week before that, we kind of lose it. But let's I'm gonna play the second intro because it's the one I like the best. And then the backup of the verse and the backup of the chorus, and we'll go on and play the break for you. This is what we've already got. I'll tell you what, I think that's pretty awesome. I really do. That's what we do. That's what we do here. You can't get nowhere else. What you just heard there, you can't get that. I don't care. They don't even nobody do it. For one, and it take you'd have to get Jernigan or Franklin or somebody to do it, because nobody else could play it like that. So that's what makes us what we do. And you know, although there are a few that do take advantage of what we do, now's the time. They got a thread started. Somebody else started a thread on there about internet, if you want to call it that, whatever, teachers. That's the time. Now's the time, guys. Chime in on that stuff for me. Go on there. Bradshaw's put it up. Now, to take advantage of that, and you can hear what we do. I mean, that's what we've done with this backup and fills to this I Never Go Around Mirrors for the last, 3 weeks. And let me say this. I'll back this thing up. I'll give you the track for the break. Let me say this to the guys that's just joined me on these things. As far as the tracks, I give you the track on the broadcast itself, and if you want the whole track, go on my website, and I throw a few bucks to Dean, for singing these things. So he has to work. He works hard too, and he was really doing these things for nothing. And I told him that what we do and try to get the guys to $8 ain't too much for the track, and it helps him. It helps him. It keeps him motivated to do these things, and that's why we do it. So that's the way that is. Let me give you the track for this break. This break comes in the end of the second chorus or the bridge here. And you can practice with this. Here we go. One more time. This is the track for the break. Nice, I like that. I like that. You can get in there and play anything you want to on it. Don't have to be exact. Don't have to be exact, but it needs to be better than that. There's no end to the nice stuff you can do with that. No end to it. So. I like that. I do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do it. Do it. I believe I will. So you can play that, and you can play that, and you can play that. I guarantee you can. But anyway, that's going to pretty much wind us up for today. I appreciate it if you would go on there and when they don't very often give you a platform to talk about anything that matters, but now they're talking about internet teachers and what we do. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller put a nice comment about what we do, and Mr. Steinberg too. And I haven't, if there is some, probably more of you have, but I haven't had time to see it yet, but I will. But go on there and these things and tell them about what we do. I mean, don't, I've said this for the past 307 weeks. 307 weeks, don't get any better than what we do. I've said that. I mean, even if I have to say it myself, I know what's out there. I know. So I'm going to tell you right now, I wished I had something like this 40 years ago. I sure do. It would have sure made things a lot easier for me. These things that I put down on this stuff took me years to learn. Took me years to play. Took me years to be able to and something I don't say a lot about anymore. Let me do it though. Let me do this. It's not. I mean, don't. It's not bad, guys. So I mean, I can see George and Larry and Joe and a few cringe. What's he gonna say, Shirley? But no, it's not. It's not like that. I don't say a lot anymore about it, but my I guess if I have a pet peeve on steel guitar and what we do, it would be playing smooth. I mean, you can play a lot of things. You can play a lot of ways, but if you're not smooth with it, and there are some that's not. If you're not smooth, it just don't. You could have every note right, and play the song where you could even recognize. You can even recognize it, but if you're not smooth with it, it really shows up, and it's just playing smooth is There it is. Be smooth. Play smooth. Even. Play smooth. No matter if it's fast, if it's slow. It makes a lot of difference when in your playing when you and the only way to get smooth. I mean, it's amazing how many people that I see that I heard about coming up through the years that you know, you hear their name and they, you know, you've heard them all these years, and then when you hear them play, you drop your jaw. You say, surely that's not so. I thought he could play, but you know, playing smooth is one thing. Playing is one thing, I guess, and then playing smooth is another. So I took that 5 minutes. That'll be 5 minutes. We'll never get back, but I wanted to talk about that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Go on the forum, help me out on that, and put a comment on the blame, and we'll roll right along. Thanks very much.